afternoon. Welcome to the Midday News. Welcome to the Midday News. Babatunde Bolatito is my name. The Independent National Electoral Commission has said it will punish its officials, whether ad hoc or coalition personnel, who may have been involved in disrupting the conduct of the February 25 presidential and National Assembly elections. The Commission also admitted that last week's national election raised a number of issues that require immediate, medium, and long-term solutions. INEC Chairman Professor Mahmoud Yakubu stated this in Abuja at a meeting with resident electoral commissioners, urging them to work harder to overcome the challenges experienced in the last elections. Professor Yakubu stated that all staff found to be negligent, whether they are regular or ad hoc officials, including coalition and returning officers, must not be involved in forthcoming elections. The chairman told Rex that of immediate concern to the Commission is how the identified challenges will be addressed ahead of the concluding phase of the general election, involving the largest number of constituencies, such as 28 state governorship elections and 993 state houses of assembly seats. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited has assured Nigerians that it will ensure the seamless distribution of petrol as the country prepares for the governorship and state assembly elections slated for March 11. The NNPCL has attributed fuel queues in Abuja and some parts of the country to restrictions on businesses and movement during the presidential elections. It said operation had resumed at the depot and trucks were being dispatched to various parts of the country. The Chief Corporate Communications Officer of the company, Mr. Garba Mohammed, said its latest update released recently showed a total of 2.1 billion liters of PMS in stock. Mr. Mohammed said this represented 0.9 billion liters in all the land depot nationwide and 1.2 billion liters on marine vessels. This, he said, was equivalent to 35 days of sufficiency as of 3rd and 4th of this month. Mohammed, while reassuring Nigerians of a robust supply of PMS, said the NNPCL planned to close the month of March with about 2.8 billion liters, equivalent to 47 days of sufficiency. The wealth of experience garnered by the president-elect Asiwaju Bola Tinubu over the years will assist him to paddle the canoe of this country to attain greater heights. A legal practitioner, Mr. Awuni Yalabi, stated this after featuring on Osbc TV current affairs program Saturday Morning Treat. He described the president-elect as an ideal Democrat whose role in instituting and sustaining the current political dispensation cannot be overemphasized. According to him, the judge concluded to seek redress in the law court without resorting to heating up the polity. He speaks.
Every discerning mind and everyone who knows God sincerely must believe that our president-elect, Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu, is the one God has chosen for this period. Because those who are claiming that if they are rigging, they did this, they did that, in this same country, in some part of this country, we saw underaged voting. Those people voted for some candidates. In some part of the country, we saw old women being assisted to thumbprint for a particular political party. That's part of the process. So now that we have had the results, we will know, the discerning mind should know the way to go. This is our president in waiting. Do you want to be in opposition? That's what will determine the way the next elections will go.
There is an air of uncertainty among deposit money banks as they await further instruction from the Central Bank of Nigeria over the regulation of all 500 and 1,000 Naira notes. The Supreme Court recently ordered that the old Naira notes be allowed to circulate along with new ones until December 31, 2023. When contacted, the Acting Director of Corporate Communications Department, CBN, Dr. Issa Mominin, declined to comment on the issue. While deposit money banks have yet to communicate with their customers if the old 500 and 1,000 naira note will be released into the economy, or the bank will only continue to release the new naira notes based on availability. Similarly, millions of Nigerians who have been hit by the severe cash crunch have expressed hope that cash will be available in banks from tomorrow, noting that following the Apex Court ruling, the CBN should expedite action in making cash, both old and new, available immediately. In the same vein, the International Monetary Fund has urged the Central Bank of Nigeria and other monetary authorities to de-emphasize monetary policy as a way of tackling the resurgence of inflation. In the new report titled Rethinking Monetary Policy in a Changing World, the Washington-based lender said the ability of the central bank to set monetary policy and control the economy in more fraught times hinges on its independence. According to the report, the low interest rate and less extreme public debt levels that prevailed after the global crisis of 2008 permitted central banks to ignore what were then relatively inconsequential interactions between monetary and fiscal policies. It noted that as spending was increasing, countries were hit by supply shocks of unprecedented proportion, likely a result of pandemic-related problems such as supply chain distribution, which added to inflation pressures. Gambia captain Alegi Saine says the target of he and his teammate now is the 2023 Under-20 AFCON title. Gambia booked a place in the semi-finals of this year's tournament in Egypt after hammering South Sudan 5-0. Also, the victory against South Sudan means Gambia qualified for the 2023 FIFA Under-20 World Cup in Indonesia. To realize their dream of a first ever Under-20 AFCON title, Gambia must go past playing Eagles of Nigeria in the semi-finals tomorrow. The Flying Eagles bounce back from an opening day defeat of Senegal with wins against host Egypt, Mozambique group stage, and Uganda quarterfinal. Saini expressed delight that Gambia made it to the World Cup, stating that up next for the team is the Under-20 AFCON title. Gambia have never played in the final of the Under-20 AFCON in their history, while other semi-finals will see Senegal take on Tunisia. And now to foreign stories. United Nations High Commissioner for Human Rights Volker Turk has expressed support for the restoration of civilian rule and transition to democracy in Sudan following the country's military coup in October 2021. Turk, while giving an update to the Human Rights Council in Geneva, said new effort needed to restore civilian rule and transition to democracy in the country. The UN Red Chief highlighted the death of a 17-year-old demonstrator shot dead by a police officer in Shah, an area of Khartoum. According to the report, the case is one of the 125 cases of death since protests began over 60 months ago, noting that one of the 5 who have been children under the age of 18. The ongoing violence has been led by opponents to the coup, which ended a partial agreement between the military and civilian leaders. That ends the media news on Osbc TV. It was edited by Abdul Jalil at DBC. Babatunde Bolatito is my name. Please join us at 5 for the evening news.
Ọba ni ọ́, ọba tó ju ọba lọ, ó dá mi láre, ó ṣẹ́gun fún mi, torí náà máa yọ̀. máa gbé ọ̀gá bàbá. Ẹ̀rù jẹjẹ bàbá mi o. Ọba tó ju ọba lọ. Ìwọ lọba tó ju ọba lọ. Ọ̀dà mi láre. Ṣé lóore mi? Torí náà máa yọ. Máa gbé ọ̀gá bàbá. Ẹ̀rù jẹjẹ bàbá mi. Ọba ni ọ́. Ọba tó ju ọba lọ. Ọ̀dà mi láre. Ó ṣẹ́gun fún mi. Torí náà máa yọ. Máa gbé ọ̀gá bàbá. Ẹ̀rù jẹjẹ bàbá mi. Ọba ni ọ́. Ọba tó ju ọ̀dà mi láre. Ó ṣẹ́gun fún mi. Torí náà máa yọ. Máa gbé ọ̀gá bàbá. Akọ́dá ayé, aṣẹ̀dá ọ̀run. Ọba ni ọ́. Ọba tó ju ọba lọ. Ta ni mo ní ọ́ bí kò ṣe ìwọ? Ta ni mo ní ọ́? Ìwọ ni bàbá. Ọlọ́run tó ga, Ọlọ́run tó tóbi. Agbára rẹ̀ ga lórí ayé mi. Akọ́dá ayé o, aṣẹ̀dá ọ̀run. Ọba ni ọ́, ọba tó ju ọba lọ. Ta ni mo ní ọ́ bí kò ṣe ìwọ sẹ́? Ta ni mo ní ọ́? Ìwọ ni bàbá. Ọlọ́run tó ga, Ọlọ́run tó tóbi. Agbára rẹ̀ ga, agbára rẹ̀ ga. Ẹ̀rù jẹjẹ bàbá mi ni ọ́. Ọba ni ọ́. Ọba tó ju ọba lọ. Ó dá mi láre. Ó tún ṣẹ́gun fún mi. Torí náà máa yọ. Máa yọ ọ̀gá bàbá. When I search through the whole world, found not like you. Turn my life around, Lord. You deserve all my praise. When I search through all the whole universe, found not like you. You turn my life around, Lord. You deserve all my praise. Ẹ̀rù jẹjẹ bàbá mi. Ọba ni ọ́. Ọba tó ju ọba lọ. Ọba tó ju ọba lọ. Ìwọ ló dá mi láre. Ó ṣẹ́gun fún mi. Torí náà máa yọ. Máa gbé ọ̀gá bàbá. Ìgbà tí mo wo ẹ̀yìn, mo rí ọ bàbá. Iwájú mi, ẹ̀gbẹ́ mi. Àyíká mi bí ìwọ ni mo rí. Ìgbà tí ayé kọ̀ mí sílẹ̀ o. Ìwọ ni mo rí bàbá. Lókè àti nílẹ̀ mi o. Àyíká mi bí ìwọ ni mo rí. Àkà ìkà tán lórí rẹ̀ láyé tí ó ṣe é ṣẹ́ ni ọ́.